happening, Raiders? Welcome to your lower body strength and power for runners video. Today is going to be mostly body weight. We will be using a chair or a stool, something that we can sit fully down and put our weight on. So if you don't have one of those yet, pause the video, go grab it, and then meet me back here. We'll be using it in our final circuit. So the way that today is going to be set up, we're going to have 3 separate circuits that all focus on creating strength through the glutes, which is our powerhouse of running, working on balance in those unilateral movements. So we're really strengthening through just one leg at a time so that as we push off in that running motion, there's no instability in the knee, making sure that we stay safe as we run, and then finishing with a little bit of a power exercise so that we start to build towards being faster runners also. So faster, stronger, safer runners is our goal. We're going to start on our mats. We're going to do 3 exercises, 3 times through, 30 seconds a piece, no break. We'll have a 30-second break at the end. And if you're like, what is she saying? Don't even worry. Just meet me on your mat and let's go ahead and get started with your first circuit. Shall we run? All right, team, so bringing it down to our mat, the first thing we're going to work on is strengthening through the glutes. That is your main powerhouse as a runner. We're going to start in a glute bridge, just taking good old lifts and lowers. That's your first 30 seconds. Second 30 seconds, we're going to hold. And then that final 30 seconds, we're going to squeeze the glutes like crazy, march one leg at a time. Remembering that we never want to feel this in our low back as we move through these. So if at any point you start to feel triggering in your low back, just go ahead and lower it down to the mat and we will pick it back up with a stronger core. All right, team, come on down. 4 seconds and we're into our glute bridges in 3, 2, big squeeze and lower. So we are spending a lot of time in our glute bridges. So let's talk about what this should feel like. I want to make sure that I can reach the back of my heels with my hands. I want to feel my heels dragging back towards my glutes as I squeeze up through my bum. Core is turned on, imagining the fronts of my hips pulling together, never feeling it in my low back. The higher I go, the more I want to make sure I'm turned on through my core so I don't start to feel any sort of tension in that low spine. All right, team, we're holding in 3, 2, big hold. Dragging those heels back energetically, breathing, core is tight. If you want a little extra, you can always lift the hands up. Imagining that we're holding a medicine ball or a balloon between our legs and try to squeeze the thighs energetically. That's really going to keep work on in those adductors. A lot of times we have a tendency to open up to the outside of our foot. So I want you to think of really pressing down through all 4 corners of the feet, that heel, both sides of the big toe and little toe. Here's 3, 2, and stay up high. We're going to lift right leg, set it down gently. Lift left leg, set it down gently. We are setting that foot down exactly where we picked it up from. Remembering if at any point we need to set it back down to the floor, reset, pull the hips back up. This is a long time in this position, so really, really listen to what your body needs. We're gonna be doing these 3 times, so especially as we move further into this. Making sure that as you lift one leg, you're not dropping the hip. Here's 3, 2, lower the hips. Give yourself a little counter stretch. Hug it out. You are amazing. Congratulations, Raiders. We are 1 round into your first circuit of your runner strength day. Maybe shake out the legs, whatever you need here. Circle through the ankles. Just listen to your body. Windshield, give it some love, and start to make your way back to our glute bridge position, starting just with those standard glute bridges. So make sure you can touch those heels. We're going in 3, 2, hips up. Lower down right away, squeeze that imaginary balloon, making sure that your shoulders and head are relaxed on the floor so that we're not keeping any sort of tension in the neck and spine. Really let this stay in the butt. So like I was saying, when we're running, we really want to make sure that our activation is starting with the tushy. All too often, we finish runs and we feel super duper sore in our hamstrings or our quads. We're holding in 3, 2, and 1. And what that usually means is that our butt is underactive. So it gives out partway through the run and those other muscles are sort of forced to take over. So hamstrings are the glute synergist. So if you have really sore hamstrings, it probably means that you're not squeezing your butt quite enough. Hip flexors, if you're feeling really tight in the front of the legs, I would definitely recommend stretching the front of the legs. We have some warm-up cool-down videos I would check out before your run because we really should be all up in that booty. Here's 3, 2, and march. I realize now that phrasing is always a challenge for me, but you know what? You get it. All right, team, especially in this single leg march, we should probably start to feel those glutes fire up. That bum and right underneath that bum, making sure the core is super tight. And like I said last time, as we lift, we really want to make sure that our hips are staying exactly where they are when our feet are on the floor. So there's no extra elevation or depression through the lifting hips. We're staying super active through the butt. 3, 2, and then super active through that single leg. Woo-wee! I don't know about you, but I am feeling it. Let's go ahead and take some little circles in our ankles and wrists. Other direction. We have one more round. Shake it out. And then we are moving into our next circuit. You are crushing this, team. Here we go. Final round. 10 seconds, remembering to listen to your body. If you're not feeling it where you're supposed to, set your butt down, restart. We're going 3, 2, and hips up, big squeeze. Knees squeezing in towards each other. Imagine that ball. Pressing those heels down and pulling them back towards the glutes. That's just gonna start digging in, getting a little more activation through the underbum, through those hamstrings. So good, team. 10 seconds. Seeing if we can get our bridges a little higher without feeling it in our low back. So thinking of rolling one vertebra at a time up to the shoulders, and then one vertebra at a time down to the hips, holding in 3, 2, all right. So this is where we really start to tune into our body. If we're feeling it in the low back, set it down. If you're starting to feel it in the front of the knee, set it down and maybe walk your feet a little further away from your butt. Play around with getting to know what sorts of little micro movements help you feel it more and more in the back line. Ooh, and most importantly, we breathe. Maybe we extend the arms for that added challenge, but in 5 seconds, we are finishing with those marches and moving out of this first circuit. 3, 2, big squeeze to the glutes, prep, lift, and the lower. That single heel is driving back. Really set up that perfect activation. And even though, yes, a lot of power and stability is in that butt, it cannot happen without that core turning on as well. So thinking of that space between the pubic bone and the belly button as drawing up and in like you're pulling on a tight pair of pants. Beautiful, team. 5 seconds. Yes, you can. Here's 3. Here's 2. And lower the hips. Little rock side to side. Come on up. We are already into round 2. All right, Raiders, you are already killing this. We've got the butt warmed up. So now we're going to stand up and start to work through quads and single leg activation. So first of the 30 seconds, we're going to just take a squat pulse. Feet are going to be straight on those train tracks. We're going to sit back and down. Little pulse halfway up. Sit it down. Come up to standing. Second move, we're going to come drop our back knee on the floor, if that's okay with us, making sure that we're in those 90-degree angles and work on split squats. Tap all the way down if you can, all the way up. If you can't tap all the way down, it's a-okay. Just work with your range of motion that you have. And then our last round is going to be other side. All right, get ready to feel this one. We are going into our squat pulses. Sit up, feet straight forward on those train tracks in 3, 2, sit it back and down. Eyes up, chest up, little lift, all the way back up. Sitting down, halfway lift, sit back, and bring it up. Gorgeous. So with our squats, every squat is initiated with a hinge. So we imagine sitting back into a chair and then down. And that's gonna allow us to keep the work in the quads, and it's gonna keep our knees safe instead of dropping straight down into our toes. Good, team. We're already setting up for our first split squat. In 4, in 3, 2, step your left foot back, set it down 90-90, press into that front heel, stand up, lower down. I want you to think of those inner thighs spiraling towards one of each other. So we're really pressing through that back glute forward and pressing through that front heel. So the hips are always staying in line with one another. Big squeeze to the butt here. In this single squat, hello. We are gonna feel it in the tops of the legs, but we're also gonna feel a lot of glute activation again. Don't go all the way down if it doesn't feel good. Here's 3, 2, set up that other side. Beautiful. Use this time to sort of play around with what feels good. We should never feel these in our knees, ever, ever, ever. Knees are joints. We want to feel them in our muscles, not our joints. Good, team. In all 3 of these exercises, I want you to focus on keeping your eyes up. Keep squeezing through that butt. So I want you to focus on keeping your eyes up, and I want you to focus as you come away from the ground with each of these movements on squeezing through the glute. Oh, just like that, we're out of it. Wow, if it were up to me, you'd be there all day. Just kidding, it is up to me, aren't I nice? Well, shake it out. We're probably feeling that one, huh? Okay, team. We are going back into that squat pulse. If you need it, And you have that chair option to practice your squats with a chair squat. So sitting back into your chair and pushing back up wherever you're at today. We love it. Meet yourself there. We're going in 3, 2, feet straight forward, sit back and down, half up, back down. Making sure that our toes are straight forward, making sure that those knees are tracking with those toes. And what I mean by that is when I'm in the bottom of my squat, my feet are pointing straight forward. I don't want my knees to collapse. We really want to keep the joints stacked on top of each other. Good, team. Big squeeze to the butt and stand it back up. And in all of our squats, we want the eyes forward so that we're not tipping the heart down. Here's 4, 3, 2, left foot back, set that back knee down, come up and down. If this isn't feeling good to go all the way to the floor, just practice a little bend and up. Making sure that you're never feeling this in your knee, either one. Woo, just kidding, hello balance. Picking something that doesn't move so you can stay balanced, hello. And again, really thinking of that back butt cheek squeezing forward so our hips aren't opening. They're shining straight forward. Here's 3, 2, other side. Yes, team. There is a natural little hinge of your hips as you lower. That's just the shape that our femur and our pelvis need to move through that squat position. Single leg squat, essentially. Oh, wow, here we are in that single leg activation. 10 more seconds right here. Stay strong, keep pushing through that front heel. Come up nice and slow for 4, for 3, 2. Holy guacamole, that is a lot of fun. You guys are killing it. Air high five. I have really sad news, and that is that we're almost done with this one. So we have one more round to kill this one. If you're starting to feel like you need a little extra support, grab that chair, maybe start from sitting, stand it back up. Whatever you need, we love it. That's how we get better. Meet yourself there. We're going in 4, feet straight forward. We go 3, 2, eyes up, hips back. Get that half lift. Good. Thinking of keeping that core tight so we're not getting a big tilt in the pelvis. We want to make sure that we never feel this, as always, in that low back. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Beautiful work. This one, as we hit that pulse, we're starting to work on controlling that spring activation. So when we jump or run, we're really springing forward, right? So we're working that spring activation in the pulse. Here's 3, 2, left foot back. Here we go. In this puppy, we're working that single leg strength activation. Again, as we run, in this position, for all intents and purposes, we're set up to bound forward. What a lot of people forget about, myself included, is that running truly is a single leg power exercise. That's why it's so easy to get hurt when we run, because people don't properly train for power movements. Here's 3, 2, and 1. No shame. We don't really talk about it a lot, but a lot of people use running as their primary form of exercise, which is amazing. If you love running, I love that for you. But the catch is, if we don't do strength training alongside it, not only are we not teaching the proper muscles to fire, but we're also not strengthening through all the little stabilizers that keep our knees safe. That thing that I said earlier about the knees dropping center. Imagine if that's happening while you're running. You're taking a ton of pressure on the inside of the knee. Here's 3, here's 2, and 1. Pat yourself on the back for becoming a stronger, safer runner. And let's celebrate with one more round. Is it just me, or does time just fly when we're learning how to run safer, faster, stronger? All right, team, this one is my favorite round. We are doing a slightly more advanced move, so here are your options. First and second 30-second intervals, we're gonna be doing a single leg squat into our chair. So there are a couple ways to do this. The first one is just full blown. Let me make sure I'm gonna hit my chair. Go for single leg pistol squats up and down out of the chair, sitting all the way back, sitting all the way up. If that's not happening today, couple of options. We can sit all the way down, lift one leg, push it up, set the foot down as we lower, pick it up as we stand. And the final option is to sit back and down, stand up, come into your balance. So we'll be isolating one side, first 30, second leg, second 30. Our last move is gonna be a power move. We're going for skaters. So we're gonna launch from one side to the other, little gentle bend, landing in that single leg squat. This again is a power move. It's pretty advanced, so if you need to pull it back today, we can step touch, and essentially step touch into a curtsy lunge. And again, we're still working on loading that spring for that explosive bound forward when we run. All right, team, so find your chair. I'll go through all the options again, but let's start all of us standing with our left leg. So starting in our chair, left leg down, 3, 2, we can stand up, oh, hello, and just use one leg to lower and stand. We can drop both feet as we sit, and then lift and stand. Drop both legs as we sit, lift and stand. We can go ahead and just take our seat, stand, and then practice the lift. So whatever you need to do when we work a single leg, we really want to make sure that we're keeping hip on knee on ankle. Here's 3, here's 2, switch sides, good. It should feel a little wobbly if this is your first time. Even if it's not your first time, it's our first round. This is a ton of balance here. Beautiful, team. So I want you to make sure you're pushing through all 4 corners of your foot. That means that you're pushing through both sides of your heels, your big toe, and your little toe. As we lower to the seat, whatever variation you're taking, try to go slow as opposed to just dropping, right? We get our most strength as we fight gravity. Here's 3, 2, into our skaters. Launch and explode. Little bend in the legs, hello. As you land it, modification step and curtsy, keeping that chest up, stepping behind the leg, making sure that knee is in line with the toe. 15 seconds, team. Whatever we're doing, we're keeping the chest up, and when we land, we're in that micro bend in the knee. So good. This one's a doozy. Listen to your body. Here's 5. Here's 4. Here's 3, 2. Oh, I don't know about you, but single leg work is my favorite. So maybe you made the correlation here. This round is pretty much exclusively training the push forward as we run. And not just the push forward, but as we train those skaters, we're training the soft landing, the landing that doesn't come down hard on a straight leg, but protects and uses that quad to take that impact. All right, team, we're going in 5. Single leg on the left side. 3, 2, take your time. Slow down as you sit back and down. Maybe try a couple different variations. So maybe you try that foot floating. Maybe you set those legs down as you sit down. Go single leg as you come up. Maybe you keep the toes of your right foot down, but you try to keep the primary work in that left leg. Whatever you are doing, I want you to tune in to what you're feeling on that left leg. Here's 3, 2, right leg, team, sitting back into our chair. If you're not able to send the hips back to sit down, you're probably a little too close to your chair. So play around with moving a little further away. This is all about exploration. This video is here for you to do as many times over as you want. Each time you'll get stronger. If today you're hitting the variation with a squat to balance, after a couple weeks of practicing this, you're gonna be hitting that single leg squat, especially with the glute work. Here's 3, 2, skaters. Move it if you need it. We load, catch, load, catch. So we're really focusing on that isometric. That isometric movement is when we hold and load that force. Again, option to step and curtsy. Whatever we're doing, this one is explosive. It is powerful. Making sure we're landing soft, making sure we're landing on the full foot as opposed to inner and outer. Again, thinking of the knee in line with toe as opposed to dipping. Here's 3, 2, and I don't know about you, but if you weren't sweaty already, this is probably where it's gonna happen. Oh my gosh. We're here again. Our final round of your circuit, but this time, it's your final circuit of the day. You are amazing. Give those quads a tap, shake it out, listen to your body, take what you need. Maybe you've been nailing the single leg, but now you need to pull back to maintain your safety. We love that. The best part of this journey is learning about ourselves. 3, 2, left leg. Hello. Good, team. Notice if you're dropping fast. Again, sit back, really try to balance. I know it's hard. That too comes with time. Inhale and exhale. Modifications, both feet down, pushing deep into the foot. Maybe we lift and sit down and both feet up. Maybe we go both feet to that stand, but somehow we hit that balance. Here's 3, here's 2, stay strong, and 1. Good, team. As we work through this and we start to get tired, sometimes our balance goes, right? Sometimes our balance gets stronger, but a lot of times, if this is new to us, our balance will actually get a little bit worse as we go, just because our brain is getting tired. It's that neuromuscular control. So listen to yourself, take those modifications that you need and stay with it no matter what you're doing for 5, for 4. Skaters in 3, 2, final round to your load and explode. If you're doing a full-blown jump, this one, I want you to catch. I want you to hold. So notice what happens when you get into that landing position. Are you sort of all cattywampus? Are you getting there off balance and you sort of have to throw yourself out of it? Really use that land to work on that spring action. Here we go, team. Step to curtsy if you need, but 8 seconds from right now, we are done with this lower body running strength day. Here's 3, here's 2, and give yourself a round of applause. You just took those amazing, incredible steps to become a stronger, faster, safer runner. And you know what? I bet next time you hit that track, you're gonna feel it. Raiders, until next time, aroo!